call every single Tuesday night. So if you like what you hear on here, or you like just being a part of the community, please come back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. I think we have one next week, if not the following week. It's on the calendar. But tonight we are literally going to talk all about one of the most exciting topics in this business, which is the Emerald Rank. I know there are a lot of new faces on here. It makes me so excited to see all of you guys. Welcome. I can't wait to get to know each and every one of you a little bit more. But you are all in the Emerald training that we put on. I'm Janelle Petrosino. Some of you are my PS coaches. And then some of your coaches on this call invited you to the Emerald group too. And we basically brought you or invited you to that group because it is your first business promotion as a coach. And it's something really exciting to celebrate, as well as just understand as you're diving in as a coach. One thing I want to say is that every single coach on our team has different goals. So if you hear something tonight that scares you or intimidates you, or you have a question about, that's why we're here. So please do not hesitate to answer or ask questions. Reach out to the coach that invited you here. Comment on the posts in the group. But more importantly, I encourage you to really just get excited about the possibility and the opportunity that lays before you in this coaching business. So if you guys have read some of the past posts that have posted yesterday and today, you should know by now that Emerald Rank is your first business rank as a coach. So basically it's a promotion, and it's all based on your own work. So how much effort you put into your business. But the really awesome thing about Emerald is that you don't have to put a ton of effort in to achieve it, because it is a very simple process. Basically, all that it means is that you sign up 2 coaches. Okay. So everybody on this call tonight is a coach. I started this Team Body Electric thinking, oh my gosh, I will never find somebody to join me on this journey. I was so discouraged. I had no idea what I was doing when I signed up as a coach. I literally didn't know a lot of people. I didn't talk to a lot of people. I was very much an introvert, but I knew I needed to make this business work. So I said, okay, Emerald Rank is the first promotion. I'm going to learn what it is, and I'm going to just try my best and see what happens. So I had no experience at all whatsoever in this business at all. And I learned that all it meant was to sign up 2 coaches. And I figured, okay, well, if I signed up as a coach, then there has to be someone else that I know that could really benefit from coaching, at least in one way or another. And so what I started doing is I just researched it a little bit more, and I'm going to tell you just the basics of it tonight. And then a couple of the other coaches on the call are going to dive into a little bit more of the detail. But basically all it means is that you are a coach, and then you sign up one person with a challenge pack, and then you sign up another person with a challenge pack. And as you saw in the coach training as well as the Emerald training, one of the best things that you can do to start focusing on achieving Emerald Rank is to make a list of 40 to 100 people. They don't have to be your best friends. They don't have to be people that you talk to every day. Anybody, you guys. And I love telling this story. I used to be an introvert. When I was at college, I literally had to bring an extra shirt if I was going to talk in front of anyone, because I was that nervous. I would sweat through my shirt. Like, I cannot talk to people I don't know. So when I signed up for this opportunity, I knew I was in for it. But my coach taught me, Janelle, don't ever assume that someone isn't going to be interested. So I had to really get outside of my comfort zone and remember that every day. Okay, I am offering people this gift, and it's up to them whether or not they want to take it, right? So I wrote down everybody that I could think of, and any opportunity throughout the day, I just threw in something about Beachbody, whether it be the way that I felt or the way that I looked, or I would carry around my shaker bottle at the grocery store. And I do want to tell you that I'm excited to share that I had the woman at the coffee shop that I had no idea who she was until I started buying coffee. She became a customer. My mailman became a customer. And I am not kidding you. Like, I just opened my mind and I just made a list of people, my hairdresser, acupuncture lady, like just people that I could talk to about this opportunity. And that's where I started. So essentially it's just getting it out there that you're a coach and that you're working on your health and fitness, and just finding 2 people in your life that could benefit from being a part of a strong community, earning a little extra income, getting healthy and fit. I'm pretty sure that every single person that we know needs one of those things. It's our prerogative to share this opportunity with them. And if they don't want to take it, it doesn't reflect on us. It doesn't mean that it's our fault or that we're a bad coach or that we're not good at this. It just means that they're not ready or they're not the right person. So I'm going to have Taylor, if she doesn't mind, she's going to share her screen and talk a little bit about and show you a diagram about what Emerald looks like. So take it away, Taylor. I'm going to mute myself.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm unprepared. I thought I was sharing my screen for something else. So can someone else just talk for 1 minute while I pull it up?
What do you think you're sharing? Because maybe we need you to share that too.
I don't know. I thought that I was sharing. I don't know. Just give me like 30 seconds and I'll have it. So someone else sing or something.
Okay. Kristen's going to go. Kristen has some stuff.
Well, I actually passed the baton to Stacy. So Stacy, do you want to?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So just kind of going off of what Janelle was talking about the simplicity factor of you going Emerald means that you have 2 coaches of your own. Now, this doesn't have to be something super complicated. Like she said, it could be anybody that you know that can use this opportunity. What we have to offer is an amazing set of nutrition and fitness materials to work towards getting the happiest and healthiest lifestyle that we can build for ourselves. So like Janelle said, so many people that we know would want this opportunity. And this includes the people that we are closest to, our best friends and our family members even. So signing up your sister or your mom as a coach, even if it's just for the discount factor, that still can get you towards that Emerald rank. Now, something that I really like to point out in the fact of becoming a coach is that if you already are heading forward with the idea that you want to get a challenge pack, you want to do these health and fitness things that we do every single day, you want to do the shakes, you want to do it all. By signing up as a coach, and you can tell this to the people that you're talking to, by signing up as a coach, you are saving almost $200 a year as opposed to just being a regular member of our group. So like who is going to turn down saving $200? Do you see where I'm saying? And also it gives them the opportunity in the future to build their business if they want to. And if they don't, that's completely fine too, but at least they have that opportunity already set up for themselves. So saving that $200 is a huge factor to bring light to them, to kind of show them the value in becoming a coach. So then that can really help you in signing up coaches. And like I said, it can be a family member or your best friend, or you don't even have to know the person, but somebody that you're talking to. I think getting them signed on as a coach, as opposed to just signing them up with a challenge pack on its own, is a really good business building behavior to start doing, if that makes sense.
Yes. Okay. I have the image now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a hot mess. I'll share it. Were you done, Stacy? Okay. So this is like a super simple image. Can everyone, a few people or someone nod if you can see it? It's seriously like the easiest thing ever. So that's why I think I didn't think this is what I was sharing, but literally to be an Emerald coach, you literally just have 2 coaches signed up under you. There are some other words on here that we're not going to talk about right now because that is more important for when you are going down the road. But literally all it is you and then 2 people signing up as a coach, just like you did whenever you did it, where hopefully with a challenge pack, or the other way to get them to sign up is not really preferred, but they can pay $40 to sign up as a coach. But obviously you want them to have a challenge pack so they have the tools and everything that they need in order to kind of do vital behaviors that we've talked about all the time, like have results from using the products and things like that. So literally here you are, you turn a shiny, beautiful green emerald when you just get 2 coaches underneath you that are active, meaning they, or if they have customers, have purchased like at least $50 worth of stuff that month. So that's it. And then there's ranks that are higher than Emerald that we can talk about at a different time. But Janelle, is there anything else you wanted me to show?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you get into the specific of the cycle?
Nope. Okay. Yep. I can do that too. So
you're good at that, girl.
Yes.
I'm leaving that to you.
So obviously one thing that you guys will learn, if you don't know already, that some of the benefits of being a coach is that you can make money off of this opportunity. And yes, you earn commission when you sell things to your customers, but like Stacy said, sometimes it's better to get them to sign up as a coach, because when you grow your team, that's kind of when you can your income potential kind of unlimited. When your 2 people under you who are active reach a certain amount of volume, if they sell a certain amount of stuff or purchase themselves a certain amount of stuff, you get $14 every time you hit 200 volume on one leg and 100 on the other one. So every time you get that 300 volume from your team, you get $14. And you can cycle up to, I don't even remember how many times, like 150 times or something in a week. So imagine if you had your 2 coaches under you selling way more than 200 and 100. If they were selling like 1,000 and 500, then you'd get 14 times 5, whatever that is. I could do it in a second if I want to, but I don't want to.
Taylor, I just want to interrupt you. Can you also explain, like, for some coaches on here are literally like just learning. Yeah. Can you explain like where the volume comes from? Can you explain like when you sell Shakeology or a challenge pack? Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, volume comes from, number one, your own purchases. So when you purchase your monthly Shakeology or the performance line, or if you want to do a 3-day refresh or beach bars or things like that, you will earn volume depending on how much those items cost. So you can earn it from your own purchases, but you also earn it from your customers. So when your customers purchase any of those things that I mentioned, or a challenge pack specifically, that's how you earn volume. That's just a kind of way to measure how much product has been purchased by you and your customers. And obviously, if you have your 2 people under you, they're selling a bunch of stuff, but imagine like the potential of how many times you can cycle or get that $14 if those 2 coaches have 2 coaches under them, or 5 coaches under them, or 20 coaches under them. You get a benefit from them and their coaches and customers selling and buying things themselves under you, like pretty much unlimited potential. Like a few of our upline coaches, Janelle's coach and Janelle's coach's coach, are both in the $1 million club because they hustled and put in work and built big, strong teams that we're a part of, and they benefit from that. So you can only make so much in commissions, but you can really end up like amping up your income if you build a team and accumulate a lot of volume. Anything else, Janelle?
No, you seriously nailed it. Can you unshare your screen, please?
Sure can.
So she nailed it. Stacy nailed it. We've shared basically the ins and outs of what the Emerald rank is. I want to stop right here for a second before I turn it over to Jessica, and she's going to finish off explaining the perks. But I just want to point out, as you can see, it's really simple and basic. It's just you're looking to sign up 2 coaches, not only to help them on their health and fitness journey, because I think we can all agree that like one of the reasons why we stay grounded on the hard days is that it's very rewarding to help somebody else. I don't know if you guys have ever experienced it. I never had. I was a lifeguard for 6 years, so I helped a couple people here and there, but it was never this like real life-changing thing that ever happened to me until I joined this opportunity, and I'll never forget it. Just a little background for those that don't know me. I signed up as a discount coach. I had no plans on building this business, but then I kind of saw some other girls in the group doing it, and I was kind of curious. So I tried it, and I said, I am just going to do this to get my shakes paid for. And when I talked to a couple of people, they were like, girl, your posts are like keeping me going. They're so inspiring. Like, thank you. And then that like opened my eyes so much, and I was like, wow, somebody thinks that I'm inspiring. And then I like signed them up with a challenge pack, or offered them the coaching opportunity, and it became a domino effect. Like all of these people were losing weight, gaining confidence, overcoming anxiety, like right before my eyes. And it was all because I just talked to them about something. Like it was that simple. And so it opened my eyes to the like beauty and like one person making a decision. All of you guys have made an amazing decision by signing up for this coaching opportunity to change your own life, but you have the power to literally change the world one person at a time. And I'm not even trying to be corny, but you do. Like if you tell 2 people about this opportunity, it might be able to cover their mortgage, or it might be able to, you know, help them bring their kids to Disney, or help them to pay off student loans. Like it's a really big deal. So when you sit down to talk to people about it, don't get embarrassed or worry about the people that have something negative to say. Think about all the people that are waiting to hear from you. That's something that I really want you to think of when you sit down to do this, because every single one of us had a day one. And when we face having to talk to a stranger or someone we haven't talked to since high school, it's nerve-wracking. But once you get yourself out there and people start doing it, you have to think of this. Like if you're loving it, and all of these people on this call tonight are loving it, it's obviously working. You know, it's obviously something to be proud of and excited about. So I just wanted to share that. I also just wanted to open it up for any questions, if there's any confusion so far about anything we've covered. And then if not, I'm going to hand it over to Jessica.
There's no stupid questions.
No. I ask questions almost every day. My coach, God bless her. Anybody?
Here, how about this? I will say, does everyone know how to sign up a coach versus a challenger? Like, do you know how to share a car or talk to people and you know where to send them to? If you don't, that's something that you definitely want to talk to your coach about.
It's so funny that you bring that up, because I actually made a note today of the directions on exactly what to do if you have somebody that's interested, but my computer's broken, so I didn't make it a document to upload, but I do have the text written out. So if Kristen, would you mind if I text it to you after this and you just upload it to Word sometime this week and then upload it to Team Body Electric? Because
Absolutely.
it's so funny you brought that up. It just basically says, okay, you have somebody interested, now what? Because I'm sure that all of you guys are like, yeah, this sounds great. You know, I'm going to sign up 2 coaches and go Emerald. But then you're like, well, then what? So this will literally say like what to tell them and what to do to get them signed up and where to add them. So I'll send that to you, Kristen. All right, I'm going to go ahead.
Just going over that question really quickly. If you do not know how to do that, if you do not know how to sign somebody up as a coach or use Share a Cart, could you please raise your hand and keep your hand raised for like count to 10? Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Was that 5?
5 seconds?
5 people.
Oh, I don't know. I was looking at names specifically.
Okay, I think it was 5 people. Okay. Anyway, I'm sending this to Kristen, and I'm going to turn it over to Jessica, and she is going to share some best practices and some tips from her personal experience as a coach.
Yes, thank you, Janelle. So in the Emerald group, if you're in there, we first started out talking about defining your why for coaching. And I think this is super important for having an underlying belief in what you're doing and what you're sharing with others. So defining that why and really digging deep in figuring out like why you really want this business to work for you and what your goals really are in this business. Do you want to just earn enough to cover your shakes? Do you want to just earn enough to be part-time, or do you want to go full-time eventually? And when you have that defined, it makes it easier to connect with people with similar whys when you're talking to them. So I know like a big one on this team is like wanting to stay home with your kids or wanting to pay down debt, or like Janelle said, going on vacations, etc. There's a lot of reasons. And as Taylor mentioned, you're going to ramp up your income so much once you start rank advancing. And I didn't really fully understand it until I went Emerald and started hitting Success Club every month, what the income potential was, even on a small scale. Like just having a couple new customers and being Emerald and getting those customer leads. And that's something I don't know if we've mentioned, but if you're Emerald and you hit Success Club 5, you receive customer leads weekly from the company that you don't receive any like commissions on during their first purchase, but you have their information, and potentially if they purchase again, you could just make free income on them, free commissions, without ever even connecting with these people. I know Janelle has been surprised a couple times, like when a customer lead has purchased a challenge pack at the last minute, and she's like, oh, I just got 2 more Success Club points. So anyway, that was kind of off on a tangent. But best practices for signing up coaches, I think defining your why. Number 2, I feel, is really sharing about the coaching opportunity on social media and being authentic about it. Don't hype it up to something that it's not. I mean, there's so many perks that we have, the community, the discounts, and all the things that we've talked about, but don't make it seem like this business doesn't take work, and really try to look for people who want a side income but are willing to do some work. I think that's something a lot of us are focusing on this year, because yes, we will love to sign up discount coaches, and I would sign them up all day long. But in the end, when you're sharing about the coaching opportunity, I believe it's important to also note that it does take some effort and some work. Another thing is not being afraid to ask and share this opportunity one-on-one with people. That was seriously what held me back from going Emerald. And Janelle would always say, you can literally go Emerald in 24 hours. You just have to ask people. And there was just one night where I got this like spurt of inspiration, and I messaged, I probably had about 15 customers at this point in my challenge group. Nobody signed up as a coach for the discount. And I reached out to every single one of them and just said, you're killing it in this group. You're doing amazing on Shakeology. Have you ever considered thinking about being a coach? Like, this opportunity has already changed my life in a couple months, and blah, blah. And I was just authentic in my invites and just said, like, and even if you're not into the business aspect, you can get a discount. And there were 2 people in the same day that signed up for the coaching discount. And the cool thing is, if you have any customers, and whether you do or you don't, this is something that I think is relevant. If they've purchased a challenge pack, they can sign up as a coach later and get a refund for the $40. So they would have to pay the $40 if they don't do it at the time they sign up for the challenge pack. But the refund comes pretty quickly, and if they want that discount going forward, they'll do it. Like the 2 people that signed up for me, they didn't sign up initially. It was within a couple months, and they got their refund and they were on their way. So don't be afraid to ask people that are already your customers. And then make a list of people that are like your dream team. That's something that was really scary for me in the beginning, because I had a lot of people that I really looked up to in health and fitness on social media, like people that I just knew by acquaintance. And I literally just messaged them and said, I just started this new opportunity and I think we would make a great team. You're literally on my dream team. And I just said it straight out. I said, I think you're amazing and you're so inspiring. And honestly, none of them signed up, but what if they did? And they were everyone who responded was so kind, because I complimented them and I was super authentic, and they would just give me a reason, why they weren't into it. But it felt so good, and it got me over the fear of inviting other people, because I invited like the scariest people on my list right in the beginning. So I think it's really important to just not be afraid. And if you haven't been talking to people yet, this is irrelevant. But if you've only been talking to people about the products and the programs, try to shift what you're saying and start with the coaching opportunity. Because worst case scenario, if it's someone that's inspiring and nice and fun and you would like to hang out with them, invite them to the coaching opportunity. They say no, you can eventually twist that conversation to the products. There's really nothing to lose in doing that. And that's something I've talked to Janelle about too, because finding that transition can be a little tricky in the beginning, but it's all about practice and failing forward.
Yeah, I just kind of wanted to go off of what you said, Jess, with that, because it makes so much more sense to start with coaching than to move to regular challenge group, regular fitness, regular nutrition. You don't have to work the business. But if you start with regular fitness, regular nutrition, you don't have a business, and then they're interested, but you think they would also make a great coach, but you didn't start with that, then you have to work backwards and tell them, oh, but also there's this really awesome way that you could earn money too. And then they're kind of like thrown off and don't really want to do that. And then you may end up losing them as a client as well, because then they don't really know what's going on anymore. And they're just like, whoa, I don't know, never mind. So,
I totally agree. And I've done that way too many times.
right. So just kind of thinking about who you're reaching out to, and if they have any inkling of a possibility that you would want them on your team or that they would make a good fit for this opportunity, then start with that. And if they're not into that, just tell them, you know what, okay, well, that's fine. I totally understand it. Like, coaching isn't for everybody, but I will just let you know that I also run health and fitness groups, and like, I would love for you to be a part of that, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay, I want to add one more thing too. If you guys don't mind, can you guys give us like a thumbs up if you're like following? I want to make sure I'm not confusing you guys.
Hey, Janelle, I have to go.
Okay, girl, good.
You're so pretty.
You look adorable.
I'm so excited for you. You're gonna okay, bye guys. Love you all.
Love you.
She's so cute. Can't even. Okay, so yeah, so we're good, right? We're not scaring you. We're not like confusing you, right? Okay, so I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, one thing I wanted to say too is like, I know that Jessica touched on the why, like understanding why you're a coach and stuff. One thing that you're going to find is that every single part of this business plays into the next. So if you aren't doing a program yourself, if you're not loving Shakeology yourself, if you're not like honing in on the community part of this team and like posting in the team page and getting to know everyone in here and loving the opportunity, it's going to be really, really hard for you to have this strong belief in your heart for what you're standing for and what you're doing. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because you might have to ask 10, 20, 30, 100 people before you find the right people. And all of the girls that have been on this team for a year or more and that have been working their business can sit here and agree that you're going to have a time where you're like, am I cut out to do this? Should I even try anymore? That kind of thing. But what you need to remember is, okay, you know, I believe in this. It's changing my life. So even though those people said no, I'm just going to go out and ask more people, because I'm telling you right now, it is easy enough to go Emerald in 24 hours, but it also is just as easy to walk away from this opportunity. And I want to bring that up because I see so many people with great potential walk away before they ever even give it a chance. And I will tell you that all of the leaders, every single leader on this call tonight, said no to me first. But I had to dig down really deep and keep asking more people. And in the process, people have come and gone. You know, I've signed up many coaches that are still on this team or that walked away, but I had to stay deeply rooted in my belief behind these products. And I know each and every one of you have at least changed your life in some way, shape, or form from what we do in our groups and what we do on this team and what we do with these products. So if you stay deeply rooted in that and you remember that if not for anything, you're changing your own life and you may possibly change one other life, then you keep waking up every day and you keep going for more. Because guess what? I kept posting and I kept believing in myself and I kept doing the workouts and the products and doing the scary things that I didn't want to. And guess what? Every single one of them on here ended up coming around. And now they're not only building their own teams, but they found you guys, which is really exciting. And it's impacting your life now. And they're making an income and teaching you how to make an income. So it's like a ripple effect. So that's how I want to end this call tonight and open it up for questions, unless Kristen wanted to add something possibly. I don't know where she went. Where is she?
I'm right here.
Oh, there she is. Anyway, she's going to add something, and then we're going to open it up for questions, but just don't ever forget that no doesn't mean never, and it doesn't mean, oh, I'm an awful coach, I can't do this. It means ask someone else.
Yeah, I don't really
Go ahead,
have much
Kristen.
else to add. The girls did an amazing job. Just don't think too much in it. I guess that's my advice. Like, just go out inviting. You never know who's going to say yes. And there's just too many benefits of becoming emeralds that it's kind of silly not to. Even if you don't plan on becoming like 15-star diamond, at least hitting emerald is like the bare minimum. So that's it. So hopefully people have some questions. We only got about 3.5
Yes.
minutes.
We're opening it up. I know unless someone's planning on going emerald by Thursday, you guys should have some questions. Anybody? Jessica, do you have anything to add? Jessica B.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So, I had been thinking a lot lately, and I wanted to make a suggestion that everybody start using their stories. And in their stories, I found out that you can do like ask a question, and you can actually respond to your own question. So you can use that for objections. And I had mentioned that to Kristen too, because it was in one of the trainings I've seen as well. And if you can just kind of like come up with options for people, even if it's like a coaching objections, like, you know, do you have to be fit to start this journey with me? You know, you can put that in your question on your story, and then in your next frame, you can go on to say, you know, no way do you have to be fit. I wasn't fit when I started, still working on being fit, you know. So I think that's a good way to even handle not only challenger objections, but coaching objections too, because I think a lot of people get intimidated by what we do because they feel like they're not good enough. They feel like they don't have enough confidence to do what we're doing.
Such a good point. Thank you for bringing that out, girl. You could do a lot with the stories. There are so many different platforms that you could be sharing on every day. So thank you so much for sharing that. I'm not going to go much more into it because I want to keep it open for any more questions if anyone has any. If you have any questions about that, what she said, please reach out, or any other questions. Go ahead, Taylor.
I was just going to say, like, if people don't even know what you're doing, then they're never going to, like, even come to you. Sometimes they just need to know what you're doing. So, like, if you haven't done it already, post a coming out post saying you started doing this new thing. Don't necessarily say I'm a Beachbody coach, but say I started this opportunity that has this, this, and this going for it, the community, I'm staying accountable, whatever. So people know that you're doing something, and then you might get some interest right off the bat right there without even having to send a single invite.
Right, and I think that's a huge part of it too, is the curiosity part of it is making sure that you don't just come right out and say, hey, I'm doing hammer and chisel, come join me, because you know, if somebody's interested in that, but they're nervous and they're an introvert, like a lot of us are, and you know, you don't want to just hop into somebody's DMs that you don't know, they're going to go and get that on their own, and they might start coaching on their own instead of with you. So what you want is for them to reach out to you, like your post or comment, and be like, what are you doing, so that you can talk to them from there. So making sure that you are using that curiosity piece and not just throwing it out there. I drink Shakeology and I do this, that, and the other thing. Does that make sense? But that's a whole other topic in its own, I guess.
Perfect. Anybody at all?
I have one last thing that I just thought of, and hopefully I won't get kicked off during while I say it, but